this sense of separate existence or me is the root of our suffering. Because me is separation. Separation from the source. And as you move farther away from the source, you experience unhappiness. And the more closer you are to the source, the more joyful life becomes. But we get so caught up in our stories that we don't pay attention to this I thought that expands in horizontal times and becomes me and my story. But when you look at it and examine it completely with total awareness, then you see the unreality of this sense of personal identification. And that brings about an end to suffering. Do this small exercise. Whatever happened with you in the past, traumatic or anything, just write it down on a piece of paper. Write a paragraph, but don't use the words I, me, my, and mine. Replace all these words with organism. For example, rather than saying that I experienced pain, write the organism experienced pain. Write it all in passive voice. Now, read it over and over again, and you will see the absurdity of it. This I thought has the tendency to expand, to bring attention to itself all the time. So, all our actions that happen in the normal course of a day, a majority of them are geared towards bringing the attention to oneself. I did this, I did that. It can be either positive or negative, it doesn't matter. But the ego likes to bring attention to itself. It wants to sustain, it wants to thrive, it wants to expand in any way possible. Sometimes overtly, sometimes covertly. But it does happen. So that's why, throughout the day, we keep saying, I did this, I shouldn't have done that. This should have been done to me. This should not have been done to me. So you see the whole structure of the ego is based on these words, I, me, mine, myself. And when you write this paper and you replace these words with the organism, there is no impact. You will feel as if this entire story happened to someone else. Do this exercise and see. It's only the repetition of these words, that we use in our daily interactions. We keep repeating, oh, this happened with me, horrible thing happened with me, I suffered. And that keeps becoming me and my story. It just keeps on adding to the story. It becomes a load on one's shoulder. Oh, I did that. That was a horrible thing. I shouldn't have done that. Or it can be the other way around. Oh, I did such a brave thing. I'm proud of it, and this and that. Pride, guilt, shame. These are all loads. So once you understand the unreality of this I thought, then there is no one to experience any load. So what remains is the pure biological organism, which is nature, which acts and reacts according to its conditioning. There is no individual person Person is a piece of fiction because person is not even your continuous experience in the waking state. Only when you think about it, you remember that you are a person. Otherwise, most of the time, things happen automatically. Aren't things happening on an autopilot mode? Only when you think about it, when you remember that you are, then you become. And of course, in deep sleep, there is no you. So do this small exercise. Just write down on a piece of paper something from the past and replace all the personal words, the words like I, me, my, myself, with organism. And see, it just doesn't make sense. That is the illusion.